who lit it up. Nigel Benn and Steve Collins clashed here. Mike Tyson burst through those doors and then floored Julius Francis a few times. We saw David Hay shine as well. Joe Calzaghe's grandioso against Jeff Lacey. And of course, Froch Groves 1 unfolded in this very arena. This could and should be another classic. Local lad Scott Quigg undefeated in 33 with 23 knockouts, most recently, as we remember, here in the second round against Kiko Martinez. What a performance that was. Against him, Carl Frampton, who brings his mass support, over 100 amateur wins, 21 straight professional victories with 14 by knockout. They really are top draw, the pair of them. The IBF and WBA titles on the line, and the two teams that were just beginning to bubble against each other yesterday in London. So now to Manchester. Let's crack it on a little further. Team Quigg's promoter, Eddie Hearn.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. This very, very special arena in Manchester. We've had some great nights here. Of course, the controversial night of Froch Groves is one that stands out in recent times, but even more recently, Anthony Crolla and that controversial draw against Darlis Perez. And on Saturday night, we'll be packing out this arena again for Anthony Crolla, who I believe will become world champion as he fights Darlis Perez on Saturday night. This is an arena and a town that is steeped in boxing history, and I always felt that this was the perfect venue and the perfect town for a fight of this magnitude. It's a wonderful fight between two of the very, very top super bantamweights in the world, two of the best fighters in world boxing today. Scott Quigg, the WBA super bantamweight champion, and Carl Frampton, the IBF super bantamweight champion. The build-up is going to be electric, and as you saw yesterday, there's plenty of banter going back and forwards amongst the team. I think it's 103, 104 days to go till these two fighters will step foot in the ring in the middle of this arena to give you all masses and masses of entertainment. Of course, it wouldn't be possible without the fans, it wouldn't be possible without our broadcaster, Sky Sports, but these are the kind of fights that are so important to the future of boxing, and it's an absolute pleasure to be involved in promoting it. In terms of the fight itself, I think it's a wonderful fight. I think Scott Quigg is improving every single day, and when you spend time with this man, you have more and more belief every time. I think being here in Manchester, just 10-15 minutes away from his hometown of Bury, is going to create one hell of an atmosphere. We know how passionate and how loud the Belfast fans as well. This is going to be an atmosphere to really remember on February the 27th. From our side, 100% Scott Quigg becomes the unified super bantamweight champion on February the 27th, and we can't wait to share it with you on a great night that's going to be very memorable and historic for the sport of boxing. Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie. It's a quality team to my left, it's a quality team to my right as well. The man who's guided Carl Frampton from the start, really, former world featherweight champion, a legend of the sport, of course. Barry McGuigan.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Eddie. We're very much looking forward to this fight on February 27th. We've waited a long time for this to come around. It's here. There'll be lots of talk and lots of nonsense on the build-up to it. Manchester is a fabulous fight city. We have a good record here as well at the MEN, 1-0 with Mr. Freddie Flintoff. So we're very much looking forward to coming back to it, and we can't wait. It's a big fight, and there'll be lots of talk about it in the build-up, and we don't need to exaggerate things anymore. It's a great fight. It's been wanting to happen for a long time. We can't wait, and there's only one winner. It'll be Carl Frampton.
Thanks, Barry. Lovely line about Freddie. Let's move on to the trainers. He was voted by the British Boxing Board the Trainer of the Year. He has, of course, a huge stable, which takes the Smith brothers, 4 siblings who've all won British titles. Incredible. Liam Smith, a world champion as well. Callum's display the other day. He's got Anthony Crolla, hoping to give you guys another world title in here on Saturday night in that rematch with Darlis Perez. He is, of course, Joe Gallagher.
Thanks for everyone coming out today. Very proud to be involved in a fight of this magnitude. Also, a local kid, Scott Quigg. This place has got to be rocking February the 27th. I know there's a lot made about the huge support Carl has, but that's all well and good in your hometown in Belfast. I don't think he brought more than 10 people to America with him. So they've got to bang the arena out. Don't believe the hype. Okay, Scott Quigg is the man. Last time he fought here, I think there was 14,000 here. He's used to the big atmosphere, the big venue, and this is home from him. I'm really looking forward to the fight. Bit of trash talking yesterday. Just hopefully Carl can refrain from swearing today and keep his cool. You stay classy, Carl, and that's it. And thanks for coming out. I know some of you are on your dinner hour and everything else, but thanks very much, and we'll see you February the 27th. Thank you.
Just one thing there, 15 abroad to Texas.
Thanks, Joe. Moving along to the end of the table, and a very astute young trainer who has, along with his dad Barry, guided Carl. Terrific cornerman as well. He is Shane McGuigan.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Matchroom Sports, for bringing us here. It's great that the fight is going to be on Sky Box Office, and we're really excited about this fight. Carl's been calling Scott out for 4 years. It's only the last year that Scott's plucked up the courage to want to fight him back. So hopefully he'll come out and make an exciting fight of it, and maybe get some of the Ricky Hatton fans out the woodworks that haven't been showing up for him in the past. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting fight. Trust me, we're going to bring a big crowd, and there's only one winner, Carl Frampton.
Thanks very much, Shane. So to the fighters. Well, he really has lit up this place already, Scott Quigg, hasn't he? What a last 12 to 18 months he's had since he became a WBA world champion, turning back defences and sparkling last time against Kiko Martinez. I think what we admire about Scott is that we see him on our travels around America, just working out in gyms. He is an utter, dedicated professional, and a very nice young man, and a very, very good fighter. He is your own Scott Quigg.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's come out to support us today. It was on your dinner also. Going back to what Shane just said, everybody knows it's me who's wanted this fight for the last 4 years. Since we've been trying to make it, and we all know why the negotiations have been stalled, because they thought they was going to go to America, crack America, but as it's seen, they went to America with 15 people, and it was up and down like a yo-yo, and now they'll come back here because the only way they can make a big fight now is by fighting me. They can't go over to America and make the demands that they was making, that they're going to be the next big thing over there. So at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to the 27th of February, because I've wanted this fight for a long time, and now it's all signed and sealed. There's going to be a lot of trash talking, it's all a bit of fun, but on the 27th I'm going to be the unified world champion.
Thanks very much, Scott, to another terrific guy who's really shown his class over the last few years as an amateur and as a professional. He's a family man. He's a great ambassador, I think, for boxing, and takes a lot of hopes from Ireland on his shoulders, as Barry did back in the day. He's undefeated. He's aiming to stay that way, of course, when he comes here on February the 27th. Carl Frampton.
Thanks everyone for the good turnout. Thanks for the round of applause as well. I wasn't quite expecting that. I don't think too much needs to be said about this fight. It's a fight that I've wanted for a very, very long time, at least 4 years now.
Scott and Joe can say whatever they want, but I have genuinely wanted this fight for a long time. It's happening now. It's probably happening at the right time. Both undefeated, both world champions, and now's the time to get it on. I can't wait to get going. I'm expecting a packed house. Although I did bring not very many to Texas, I'm going to have a lot more in here on the night. I think it's going to be a raucous atmosphere. You know, back to Ricky Hatton days. It's one not to be missed, and I'm fully confident that I'm going to be taking both titles on the night.
Thanks, Carl. I'll just start with you again. You get the applause, and that shows here in Manchester that the respect surely is for the fact that the two best are meeting each other. Isn't that what it's about?
I think so, and tomorrow in Belfast, I'm hoping the same from Scott. I hope that he doesn't get booed. I hope that the people show him respect and he gets a round of applause, because this is a tough game. It takes a brave man to get into the ring, especially in front of, you know, just under 20,000. It's going to be here on the night. But I appreciate the support here. That you know, the round of applause I got. That was, I genuinely thought I was going to get booed out of the place, but that was nice.
Do you feel, you were saying yesterday, that it will be more your fans certainly making the noise in here on the 27th? Do you feel that the Irish are coming to invade a little bit?
I think so. I think, however, whatever it takes for them to get in here, they're going to be here. You're talking about splitting the arena in half and selling tickets, half Quigg, half Frampton. I think there'll be more Irish on the night, and it's not only about, they're trying to make a big thing about Ireland versus England. The Twitter response I got yesterday from people, Scousers, other people from Manchester against Bury and Manchester. That's what it is. I've got a massive support here.
Do you think you're the popular one going into this?
Well, I think so. Obviously, ticket sales will tell you that. My last couple of fights, last one was on terrestrial in America and the UK. The one before that was terrestrial in the UK as well. So you know, it's the stats are there. I'm not putting this guy down. It's just fact that I'm more well known than him, and I'm a bigger draw. That's the truth.
Scott, you got a response?
He's might have fought on terrestrial TV a few times, but he's come to my platform. He needs me.
I don't. You know, obviously, I think we both need each other for a fight of this magnitude.
This couldn't happen on any other channel.
The fight?
The fight.
Why not?
Thanks, Adam, for bringing us here.
Yeah, thanks, Adam, for bringing. You said you brought me here yesterday, but it wasn't. I got here on my own
I
merit.
think I should take the credit, but I think Adam should take some too.
Yeah, I don't think you should take any credit.
Somebody should say that. But you'll be giving me the credit when you get paid.
No.
That's for
Once
sure.
again,
Here,
thanks, Adam.
Check your bank balance on February 20th.
and when you get paid,
Send me a bunch of flowers.
you'll be giving me the credit as well.
I don't think so. We'll be
All right.
moving on. You'll be asking for the rematch.
Scott, you said yesterday, you made no bones about it, that you're going to knock Carl Frampton out early. Why do you believe that? You've looked at his record, you've looked at his pedigree, you looked at what he's done in the ring. Why is this going to be so easy?
I didn't say that. Joe stated that he could end early. I'm preparing for a tough 12-round fight, but I do believe, and I do believe I'll win by knockout. So I respect him as a fighter. I know he's a quality fighter. He's not world champion for nothing. But I believe in my own ability. I know how hard and dedicated I am, how I live my life, and how much work I put in. And I know that I've got the tools to beat him, and beat him convincingly.
And Joe, you think it'll go quick?
Yeah, it's just a feeling that you have going into these fights. You see vulnerabilities, they see vulnerabilities in Scott, but I've got the man with the power in either hand, in either shot, to do the damage on the night. Carl coming into this fight after being down twice, flash knockdowns. Listen, his confidence ain't got to be the best. He'll be thinking, God, I got knocked down by him. What am I got to be like when that man that knocked the best kid I beat has just been knocked Kiko Martinez out into how I'm going to handle the power. So they're going to have a lot of demons. There's no pressure on Scott Quigg for this fight. All the pressure is on Team Carl Frampton. They've got a lot of work to do, mentally, physically, to make him believe that he can win this fight on the night. Scott Quigg, without a shadow of doubt, wins this fight. As soon as he lands, head or body, it'll be over.
Have you seen the vulnerabilities then in Scott Quigg that you're going to exploit?
Yep. Well, Jamie Arthur put him over with a jab, so...
He was a super bantamweight and not a bantamweight.
He's what?
He was a super bantamweight though, he weren't a bantamweight.
What about that moron of a journeyman that knocked you down as well? What about
If you've
him?
got so much power, why didn't
He
you
should
knock
have
out?
a bit of respect, Barry,
Why
for
didn't you knock
no-
out Salinas? Because in the next fight, he got knocked out by a guy with 25 and 13 losses. So if you have so much power, Joe, what's going on with it? You know?
What? Sorry, I wasn't listening. Repeat the question, sorry, I wasn't listening. Go on.
Don't worry about that, Joe.
No
Don't
problem.
worry about it, mate.
Listen, you've got the work to do. We haven't.
You've got a few things to work on. Don't worry about
You
it.
seen Carl yesterday. He was rattled. There's 103 days to go. He's got to be rattling bones when he's got that flank coming out to this arena, 20,000. I'm telling you now, you're not got to be fit, experience anything what's got to happen on the night, atmosphere-wise, punch-wise, power-wise, anything else. Listen. It's got to be a great fight, you're a talented fighter, but like when Barry last fought in Manchester, the same thing will happen to you. It'll end in a loss.
Well, you said he was your childhood hero, Joe.
Yes,
Where's all that respect gone? Where's all that respect gone? Zero respect.
Listen, I do. I take my hat off to growing up in our household. It was Alex Higgins, George Best, Barry McGuigan, the Pope. They were the pro boys that were singing. So that's it. The huge respect to what he's done and everything else. I'm just saying to you how I feel the fight will go on the night, and that's it. It's not a good hunting ground. And like I said to you, you've got a lot of mental issues to get through with Carl to
You've
believe
got
that
the
he can win
mental
this fight.
issues, Joe. You don't try and brainwash us with
No, we're not.
nonsense.
Listen, Barry,
Don't try and brainwash us with nonsense.
Here's the
You
Barry
haven't
show,
a clue what you're talking about. You know, let me just say something
We do,
to you.
Barry.
You haven't a clue what you're
We do,
talking about.
Barry.
You're a nonsense
Barry.
idiot.
Barry.
If you're thinking that we're going to get beaten like that, you're a fool.
It's the arrogance, Joe. It's the arrogance. I don't know where you're getting it from. You're so arrogant, man.
I'm just backing my man the way that you say it. You
That's
call it
fine.
how you want it,
Fine,
or
you're
arrogance.
entitled to back
But
it.
lads, listen, it is what it's going to be. It's 102 days to go. Like I say to you, there's 100 more days of this still to go. Just turn up prepared. And afterwards, Shane, Carl, have your excuse ready. Last time, it was the canvas. One said he
We
crashed
still won by
weight, one
unanimous
said it
decision.
canvas. So one is, you're
Unanimous
arguing
decision.
amongst yourselves. Make sure you're singing from the same hymn sheet. Listen, I'll be happy that we won with a flash knockdown, and that'll be it. Thank you.
All right, then. Are you coming to Belfast, Joe?
Yeah, I'll be in Belfast.
You tried to get out of it.
No,
You tried to get out of Belfast.
just for your information.
You were frightened to go to Belfast,
Just
and
for
then your arm was twisted, and now you have to come.
No, not at all.
Because
Just-
you look like, you know what, if you don't come.
No, Carl, just for your information, I have a lad here from Manchester fighting for a world title in this arena Saturday night.
Yeah.
And we had to work his training schedule around, fitting in, coming to Belfast. So, there you go.
Yeah, it's a good excuse.
There you go. It's an excuse, it's a fact.
How
Go
much
outside the
training do you do
billboards,
this
Anthony
week?
Crolla fights here for a world title Saturday night. First and foremost, he employs me to do the best fitting. So I have to get the all clear from Anthony Crolla. That's all.
Okay, all right. Just make sure they are.
Yeah, we'll be there, no problem.
Good man.
Will Joe and I get clapped as well, or is that unlikely?
I don't know. I hope. I don't know about you. I hope Quigg gets the respect that he deserves. Thing with people in Belfast and people in Manchester, I suppose too, two working class communities, they don't like arrogance. Arrogance just comes out of your mouth anytime you open it. And it goes the exact
Explain
same.
arrogance. Explain arrogance. I
Do you want me to explain arrogance? Do you want
I
me
put
to
it down as confidence. I'm confident in my man. How do you explain arrogance? I'm just confident. I hardly say anything. The lads just go in there and take care of business. I'm arrogant.
My explanation of arrogance is Eddie Hearn and Joe Gallagher.
But
That's it.
Joe's more backing his man. I'm just winding you up
You're not winding me up.
because I see it in your eyes.
You're not winding me
You're
up.
losing your rag up 24/7 with me. I'm just having a bit of fun.
You're not
It's
winding
just
me
a
up.
show. Shakespeare said all the world's a stage.
You're quoting Shakespeare. You're quoting Shakespeare.
I did.
All right,
I'm a big on English literature. I see you losing your rag all the time. I'm only having fun with you.
It's banter juice.
Banter juice.
Bit of banter juice.
4 pints of banter juice I had this morning.
All right.
I'm the Archbishop of Banterbury, and I'm ready to go.
Very good. It's good. You're very funny.
I knew I'd get you smiling.
Nah.
You're not losing your cool, Carl, are you?
I'm not losing my cool. I tell you, I probably let my emotions slip out a bit yesterday. Said a few swear words. Shouldn't have done that. They just Joe Gallagher and Eddie Hearn annoy me. That's the bottom line.
We know that, and we're going
That's
to
the
use it
bottom
to our
line.
advantage, obviously.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be the same on the
You're losing your rag
night.
already. We've got
It's not-
103 days to go.
I'm not losing my rag.
You just said that.
I said you annoyed me.
And you swore yesterday. It's very unprofessional.
Yeah, all right.
Did Scott annoy you as well? Or just...
No. Scott's going about his business. He obviously has confidence in himself. I've always said I respect Scott Quigg. Very dedicated to the sport. Lives the life. I respect him as a fighter. He didn't annoy me. He has to say them things. The difference is I know what's going to happen on the night. I know that in every department I'm just that bit better on him.
Carl Scott's talking about keeping his cool, but presumably it's who's going to keep their cool on the night in this cauldron with 20,000 people packed absolutely to the rafters. Is that what it's going to come down to?
It will come down to that. It's at the top level. You've got to be able to handle the pressure. You've got to be able to handle the occasion, and that's why we're both at the top of our game. But he just said, I know I'm better in every department. So I believe in myself. If you're a world champion, you get to that point because you believe in your ability. You work out. The way I work every day, the way I practice, the way I train, I know and believe in what I'm going to do. So Carl's going to be the same. He thinks he's going to win. But I know on the 27th, I will stick to what I've got to do and produce the goods.
And Shane and Joe, you absolutely convinced you guys have got the right man with you?
I've said it ages ago. I've always said it. I remember sitting at a show and Carl was boxing, I think in Huddersfield or something, and Joe Gallagher went down the list and sitting beside his missus, pointed at Carl Frampton and says he's gonna be a world champion. And I know he's always respected Carl. I just think he's letting his emotions and get to his head a little bit. He's always respected Carl Frampton, and he's going to prepare Scott Quigg for the best Carl Frampton. And if he keeps reading into sparring stories or what happened in the last fight, he's making a big mistake.
Joe?
What'll be, he'll be. We'll see.
You got the right guy.
Listen, we'll see. February 27th, like I just said, Scott Quigg will be prepared. We've been in with better, we've sparred better. I'm 100% confident in my man Scott Quigg unifying in that division, and then we'll go on and fight Redondo.
Who's the batter you've been in with?
Well, your best kid we knocked out in 2 rounds, Kiko Martinez.
That's not the question.
All right, and we've been in with sparring-wise, Redondo.
You did say sparring.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
You said that after. You said you've been in with better and you've sparred better. So
Yeah,
who was better at me?
Redondo.
You haven't fought him, you sparred him.
We sparred him, and that was the question. I said sparred and fought better, Redondo.
Simmering nicely, let's get you guys involved. Let's get the mics out. Anyone got a question? If they raise their hand and wait for the microphone to come around. Come on, don't be shy.
What I'm finding unusual here is your problem with Eddie and Joe. And maybe your focus should be on the man that you're fighting.
Well,
You're showing
I'm not
big
fighting now.
chinks in your armour.
Why,
You're
'cause
fighting Scotland, right? Not those two lads.
Okay, well, let me answer your question. I know I'm fighting Scott Quigg. It wouldn't take me, all the size of him, he's a big man, but it wouldn't take me 30 seconds to sort Eddie Hearn out.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, Joe's the
getting to you,
same.
son.
Joe's the same as well. I know who I'm fighting. I know I'm fighting Scott Quigg. I'm not going to lie about it. I don't like Joe and Eddie. Simple. That's it.
On the night. I don't know if it'll last too long, I must say, but we'll welcome you and your supporters here.
Thank you.
We always do.
Thank you. Anyone else? Down the front.
I just wondered after the discussion about Rigondeaux with Joe, whether Rigondeaux is the only opponent or the most likely opponent for the winner of this fight.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been nominated that the winner of this fight either has to defend against Shingo Wake or one governing body and Rigondeaux with the other. I said to Eddie Hearn this year, the two fights for 2016, Carl Frampton and Rigondeaux, and that's what we won, and that's where it still will be as well.
Same for you guys?
Yeah, look, I've said all along I would be happy to fight Rigo. I still think it's a bit of a mess, the situation with the belts. The strip Rigo, I think, was completely uncalled for. Again, it's hard for me to call this a unification fight because the super title is on the line, but I don't really think Scott deserves to be called the super champion. And I think if you want to call yourself the best in the world, I'm not just talking about Scott here, I'm talking about myself as well, you need to beat Rigo, and that's what I'm prepared to do after I beat Scott.
At the back there.
Hi guys, I suppose it's a question for Eddie as much as anyone really. Whatever the result on the night of the 27th, would the rematch definitely be in Belfast?
No, there's no definite rematch. We know that this is the biggest fight in the division from a hype perspective, from a financial perspective, and certainly if it's a great fight, if the broadcasters and if the fans want to see it again, then the thought of an outdoor event in Belfast is very, very attractive to both fighters. So I think common sense will prevail on the second fight, but absolutely everything is on the line for the first fight, and I don't think either camps are looking past that.
My question's for Scott. Scott, how many knockdowns do you think it'll take to finish Frampton off? Do you think he's just going to lay on his back after the first one, or do you think he's going to have the battle to get back up and fight you? I think just the one, personally. I think he's going to just stay down for the count. He won't want any more. Once he feels your power, it'll be it. Get over.
As a fighter, he's a world champion, and I've got a lot of respect for him. He was put down twice in his last one. He got back up and boxed to a unanimous win. So at the end of the day, I'm expecting if I put him down, if he gets back up, I'll put him down again. And I'll win on points. I'm preparing for the best Carl Frampton there's ever been. I'm preparing for a Carl Frampton that I've never seen because I'm expecting him to be better than his best performance I rate of his. So I'm preparing for the best one, but I know that my best on the night will be his best.
If you're questioning my balls, don't worry, mate. I've got a massive 7. Don't worry.
This is just a question about there's been talk of the stadium being split in two. Obviously, I'm an Irishman as well, and I think the Irish fans are the best in the world. I go to all of Frampton's fights. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of the 15 in America, but I would love to go again if there was ever another fight in the future. I was just wondering when the tickets go on sale, is there going to be a split, or can you guarantee that you'll be with the Irish fans? Because although the Manchester fans are great, I'd rather go to the Irish boys every day.
Can I answer that? We have an Irish outlet for tickets, and the tickets will be split down the middle. The arena will also sell tickets as well. So yeah, we will give the Irish fans every chance to get as many tickets as possible. Yeah.
9 a.m. on Friday morning is the magic number.
And let me tell you something.
Be quick.
The biggest cheer in here will be by the Frampton crowd. Believe me.
This is more of a statement than a question. Obviously, massive respect to Carl and all the team there, for coming from Manchester. But on 27th of February, it's going to be 12,000 at least Mancunians all behind you, Scott, mate. We're all behind you, mate.
No, thank you.
Any more? One at the back there. Ross.
This is a question to Carl. You say you beat Scott in every department, every single department. Why couldn't you do to Martinez what he did?
But you're talking about he knocked him out earlier?
Yeah.
I'd already beaten him twice.
You had, but it took him the full 12 rounds. But if you beat Scott in every single department...
First time it took 9.
Yeah, that's correct. The second was 12.
The first time he took 9 and it was one punch. He had 3 attempts. Scott had 3 attempts to get rid of him.
Yeah, but if he
One
beats him
shot.
in every department, then he should be able to beat him in power.
No.
You obviously don't understand the game. Confidence, the game's about confidence, mate.
Let me answer. It's the simple cliche of styles make fights is all it takes. Kiko was already a wounded animal. He had a good first round against Scott. He got a bit brave. He came forward, winging, played into Scott's hands perfectly, and that was it, game over. And one thing I always give Scott credit for is that he can punch hard. So I hope that answers your question.
Good answer.
Hi guys, this is a question for Team Quigg. Eddie as well. It looks like you really need to get under Carl's skin to gain a bit of confidence. Like you really need to wind him up, and like, is that really what you're taking from it?
No,
Do you really need that
I just really enjoy it. I love these kind of occasions. I don't
love yourself as well.
That's true. I do love myself. Yeah, I do. That's the first thing I agree with you on today. For me, this is part of the show. This is what it's all about, and I don't think we get enough of these experiences. Really, and I know we talk about the money, but this is the truth for all parties on this table. Take all the money away, and this is about the rawness and the pureness of sport. This is about a desperation to win. And I can't win in that ring, but Scott Quigg can. And he would take this fight for absolutely no payday to get a victory and become the unified champion. My old man always said to me, if you can get 1% of the adrenaline that the fighters get when they walk to the ring, you'll be a very happy man. Well, I feel like I get 60 or 70%. And to have your heart beating through your suit and waiting to dive in that ring to celebrate with your man is a great, great feeling for someone that was not good enough and too fat to be a professional athlete. So this is the next best thing. So in answer to your question, to get an edge, maybe, but to have fun, 100%. I have massive respect for Carl Frampton as a family man and as a fighter, but I'm going to try and wind him up. But this is part of the show. I hope you all enjoy it, and we really appreciate you coming out today. Thank you.
Thanks for your questions. Let's just leave the fighters with the last word. Oh, we've got one more. Ross, did you have one more? Got one more though.
Hello, Carl, just another question for you.
I see your t-shirt, by the way, so this is going to be a good one.
I've got one for you down here. Obviously, Kiko lost to Rendell. Rendell, not really the best technical fighter, you know, he relied on his size a lot, you know, wasn't maybe the greatest boxing brain. In your first fight, you know, there were a lot of quite close rounds, it was fairly even, and I just wondered if you were such a great amateur and you've got this real pedigree and class about you, why couldn't you work him out? Like, why did it take you so long? You know, why was it so close?
I did work him out because I knocked him out. The Kiko that fought Randall wasn't the same Kiko that fought me the first time. Kiko the second time, but the Kiko that fought me the first time was better than the one that fought Randall Monroe.
Okay, so there's lots of Kikos. There's a Kiko that fought Scott Quigg, which wasn't very good.
No.
And then there was a Kiko that fought you, the Kiko that fought Randall. We could do like a little Kiko chart if you want. And just, you know,
we could do that. But
I'll knock one up for you and I'll bring it over your t-shirt later.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Become quite famous again today, Kiko Martinez, hasn't he? Let's leave it with a fighter's prediction from both of you. First, Carl.
I predict a win. That's it. However it takes, points win, knockout, whatever it takes, I'm going to beat this guy. I can adapt in fights, I've done that before. Scott fights one way, that's it. I know what they expect.
The right way, the winning way.
I know what they expect, and I'm going to win this fight.
Scott, same question to you, and I'll just add, how much will it mean to you if you do what you say you're going to do?
Say again.
How much will it mean to you as well?
This is everything I've done in my career so far, and everything the way I've lived means nothing if I don't win this fight. So all that is irrelevant. Everything I've done in my career so far, the way I've lived, the what I've sacrificed, all leads to this moment on the 27th, and it'll mean everything. And there's no doubt in my mind I will be winning this fight, whether it's by points, knockout, or whatever. I am winning, and having been raised and winning this fight.
Thanks very much.